What is good, y'all? Psych Perspectives Geo Fucks here. This video, I just want to highlight the importance for the transgender community. Anybody that falls under the transgender umbrella, it is very, very, very important that you get your legal documents updated prior to January 20th, 2025. With everything going on and the transition between Biden's administration and Trump's administration, you really need to make sure that your legal documentation is correct. And what I mean by that is you want to make sure, for example, your gender is correct on your birth certificate, on your driver license, on your identification cards. You want to make sure that your gender is correct on your passport. You want to make sure that your gender is correct with Social Security Administration. You want to make sure your gender is correct as well as your name is correct. So if you had a name change, you want to make sure that all of that information is correct when it applies to your birth certificate, your Social Security, your U.S. passport, your driver's license, your state identification card. You want to make sure that all of that information is corrected. Now, when it comes to, for example, Social Security, I literally just went to Social Security like 10 minutes ago to make sure that my gender marker was correct with the Social Security Administration. And it was done in less than 5 minutes. I thought I needed to bring in documentation because when I went on the website, for Social Security Administration's website, it literally stated that I needed to print out this documentation for the gender correction and the possibility of needing, proof of evidence. So like my birth certificate, or your U.S. passport, which literally is your birth certificate and your Social Security all in one. In order for you to even get the U.S. passport, you would need to show proof that you have, your birth certificate and everything. So when you show the U.S. passport, it pretty much provides all of those documents at once. I thought I needed to print that information out, provide an original copy of my birth certificate. When I went to my local Social Security Administration office, I didn't need any of those things. And the person that I was working with was so nice, so informative, gave me all of the information and explained everything. Over the last 3 to 4 years, there have been significant changes with updating or making corrections or changes to a person's gender, or and of course that was over the past 3 to 4 years. Things are likely going to change and potentially become difficult and more of an issue under Trump and Vance presidential, vice presidential administration. So this is why there's a big push to let transgender people know, hey, you might want to look into getting these things updated, corrected, or changed prior to President Trump and Vice President Vance taking office January 20th, 2025, which is the day of their inauguration. So yeah, it was done in less than 5 minutes. And in fact, the changes will be permanent as of 12 a.m. tonight, because it's literally them updating a gender marker in their system. Now, when you get it updated, they give you a few options. You can be male, female. They're supposed to be making, originally under Biden's administration, was supposed to be making updates where a person could put X if they were non-binary, if they are non-binary. I don't know if that change will actually happen now with Trump and Vance taking office January 20th, 2025. So I wouldn't bet on that change even happening. So I'm just going to be honest. I would just go and get what I can currently, update it, correct it to be safe. That's all I'm strongly recommending, suggesting. But yeah, so the Social Security administrative representative did it in less than 5 minutes. When you get the change, you don't have to get a new Social Security card because you're not getting a name change, for example. So there's really no need for you to get a new Social Security card. And apparently you're only allowed to get 10 Social Security card replacements per lifetime. So your entire lifetime, you're only allowed to get 10 Social Security card replacements. I believe I'm on this would be my second or third. So I didn't have to get an update because they're just updating the gender marker, which you don't see gender on your Social Security card. However, you want to make sure that your gender marker is corrected with the Social Security Administration at the federal level. That way, when they pull you up in their system on the back end, right? Because we don't see that on our actual Social Security card, but you want to make sure that on the back end, they have the correct gender marker for you. Okay, so that's what I did. So I did that today. Also, you want to make sure that you keep your documents with you. You keep copies of your documents. You have a master original copy somewhere as well. And I kept all of my documents for this very reason. So I'm good. I have copies of my birth certificate and I have the original copy. And also you can get more than one original copy when you put in order to order your birth certificate, or if you decide that you are doing a gender marker change, a name change, you can do all of that on your birth certificate. And I have videos on how I went about doing this on my channel, so check that out if you need assistance. I'm in the state of Michigan too, so Michigan, each state has different policies and rules, but federally, when it comes to your Social Security, that's the same across the board because that's with the federal government. So but yeah, I made sure that all of my documents and things were updated a while back. I've made videos doing a step by step on how to go about doing that. I strongly urge, suggest, recommend, if you identify under the transgender umbrella, you identify as trans, non-binary, gender fluid, gender queer, you take the necessary steps to get your documents, your legal documents, updated to reflect who you are today. I strongly recommend that because, again, we don't know what's coming our way. We keep getting told, you know, when he gets in office, his first thing is going to be to gut essentially any type of protections, rights, freedoms of transgender people. So you definitely want to make sure that you take care of that. To, you know, at the end of the day, it's literally, in my opinion, about being safe than sorry if you can. There is a replacement cost for your Social Security card if you choose to get it replaced. I think it's like $10 or something. Kind of similar to if you get your ID or your license replaced. I think it's about $10. So just be mindful of that. Information will be in the description box below. I just wanted to let people know this is how I went about doing it. Yeah. And I will put information in the description box below. And I will also, I need to work on making a playlist of all of my how-to tutorial videos as it pertains to gender markers, name change, etc., to help other people. Because that's really the goal. One of the goals of this channel is to help other transgender, intersex, non-binary, gender fluid, anybody that falls under the trans umbrella. That was one of the purposes of this channel. And then also to talk about LGBTQIA plus topics and things of that nature. But yes, just wanted to make a video on that. And yeah,